Right, this is Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111. It is 12 midnight where I'm at. I was just now awakened to some disturbing news pertaining to the so-called conscious community and the connections they have with people who are oppressing our people. Now, I was just now informed. I'm not gonna call names yet, but I was just now informed that you have people in the so-called conscious community that's being funded by Jews who fund Planned Parenthood. And this is why you'll never hear them motherfuckers talking about Planned Parenthood, because they funded by the same person. They're funded by the same person who funded Jesse Jackson, a motherfucker who was an accomplice to Dr. Martin Luther King's murder. Dr. Martin Luther King's murder. They are being funded by the same motherfucker who funded Barack Obama. I'm going to put the specifics out. I'm trying to be very careful on what I say, because I don't want to say something that's going to backfire on me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it out there, and I don't want y'all, I'm not expecting y'all to believe nothing that I say. Go and do your own research. Go and do your own research, because the same person that's funding these so-called conscious people in these communities is a person who are actually trying to direct the attention of the United States government to its citizens to follow a certain international law, which will place them on a terrorist list. And I've been told y'all that paperwork shit is not to be honored. If the person that's not honoring your paperwork does not have a face like yours, then it's not to be honored. Many of y'all might say, well, look, we thought you was for paperwork. This is and that. I'm not for paperwork. I'm not for paperwork. Now, I'm going to put the information out there, but I'm telling you that you got more black faces that are agents in the black community balling their fist up, screaming black power, than those who are original and really love our people. You have more black faces that are agents in black communities on the corners with cameras screaming black power than the original people who really are for our people. So I'm telling you right now, you all going to have to decide for yourself. Because a lot of people say, well, why is there black on black crimes? Why am I attacking? My spirit told me that it was more. I wasn't directed toward these motherfuckers just for the paperwork incident. It was something more important. It was something more highly that wanted me to focus. My spirit wanted me to focus on something that was there that motherfuckers weren't seeing. But I'm going to bring it out. And I'm going to put the specifics. I'm going to put names out of Jews who are funding the people. And I'm going to put their names out as well. But we are being infiltrated in the black community. Black people, stop following motherfuckers that you don't know. That's our problem. We always following people because we have such low self-esteem. We hate ourselves so much to the point where we want to follow somebody. And I've always tell I'm not no leader to nobody. But I know one thing. I'm going to make you think. I'm going to make you think. I'm going to make you think. I'm out. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm coming to y'all so I can hurry up and get this information out. Because now I'm getting death threats. Ever since I threw up my last video, I'm getting death threats. So just in case something happened to me, I'm putting this shit out. I'm going to put out as much as I can. Again, y'all can be the judge of what I'm about to put out. All right, now, the black conscious community is being infiltrated by agents who are funded by Jews, of which the Jew name is George Soros. George Soros is George, last name Soros, Soros. All right? George Soros started the Open Society Institute in 1993 as a way to spread his wealth to progressive causes. Using Open Society as a conduit, Soros has given more than $7 billion to a who's who of left-wing groups. This partial list of recipients of Soros' money says it all. He funded Acorn, Apollo Alliance, National Council of La Raza, and Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. So just when you think that black organizations are being ran by black people, you are wrong. Black people, you better be careful who you follow. You better be careful who you follow. Because you can get out here You have to understand that this Jew, George Soros, is a man who backs up black organizations, and he gives these people billions of dollars. He gives them millions of dollars, to carry out the agenda so that they can have a justification to move into black communities at a time where they are ready to throw black people who are against the government agenda into concentration camps. This man funded Planned Parenthood. This man funds Huffington Post. This man funds NAACP. This man funds the Nation of Islam. Yes, the Nation of Islam. This man funds the KKK. And you got to remember that Elijah Muhammad had meetings with the KKK when he was alive. Go look it up. Don't believe me. Don't believe nothing that I'm saying. Just go and look it up. That's all I'm saying. All right? Now, Sarnetta and Polite. The only reason why Sarnetta backed Polite is because they are all funded by the same man. Remember, this man, he funds groups that are for black people. He funds groups that are for black liberation. But he don't fund them for the purposes of having a sincere agreement and liberation toward black people. He's funding them just like America's Federal Reserve System or international banks funds both sides of the wars. Anytime we go into a war, the banks funds both sides of the war. You have to understand that. Now, as far as Sarnetta and Polite, Polite is a person who is in the conscious community promising people liberation through sovereignty of paperwork. You all know that. Now, this man, George Soros, hold on. He wants to curtail America's sovereignty. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, Soros would like nothing better than for America to become subservient to international bodies. He wants more powerful groups such as the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, which is the people who oversee the IRS, which is the collections agency of the International Monetary Fund. Even while saying the U.S. role in the IMF should be downsized, in 1998, he wrote, insofar as there are collective interests that transcend state boundaries, the sovereignty of states must be subordinated to international law and international institutions. So this is where you have to understand that when you got people that's coming out here as leaders that's saying that we must have sovereignty, you have to go back and find out who created the systems of sovereignty and who controls the systems of sovereignty. Because if you don't know that you're born sovereign with a sovereignty right, with a sovereignty mind already, then you fucked up. There's no such thing. That's just like I said before, you cannot go to college to graduate to get a degree to get a soul when you already have a soul. Sovereignty is not something that you can get through paperwork. We must understand that. Now, we're going to move forward. Now, y'all got to understand that Margaret Sanger is a person who initiated Planned Parenthood. And she's the one that made the quote that all black people should be weeded out. And then Hillary Clinton, who a lot of y'all today want to be in office, was awarded the Planned Parenthood Award in the honor of the woman who said that black people should be weeded out. George Soros, this Jew, is the same person who funded Planned Parenthood, and he is in membership in certain organizations with Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. It's called the Center for American Progress, headed by John Podesta, White House Chief of Staff under President Clinton. The Center for American Progress has been instrumental in providing progressive talking points and policy positions for the Obama administration. There's also been a revolving door between the White House and the Soros funding think tank, with Obama staffing his administration with many cap officials. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So the same people that's funding the black community is funding certain members of the government. You got to understand that just because you have black faces in black communities, they not for black people. It's time to wake up. This shit is not, people wake the fuck up, man. This is real stuff here. This is real stuff. Look, the Jews don't only control Hollywood. They don't only control Hollywood. They don't only control the news and etc. They control every living organization that breathe and scream black power in America. That's why you should always be to yourself. Always be independent in your own liberation. Can't nobody help you breathe. Can't nobody make your heart pump. I know I'm emotional right now, but I'm trying to get y'all to think. I'm trying to get y'all to think because I'm getting death threats to my phone. 2 since I put up the video. And I'm trying to get this information out. If you don't listen to nothing that I say, listen to what I'm saying. The black community is infiltrated by people who are being funded by Jews. And I'm going to put more information out on it at a later date, hopefully, on a conference call where the people could chime in and ask their questions. But I'm telling y'all, there's a lot going on in our community. And this is why what's his name? The Kovan, the white dude that Polite was in the picture with, those white Jews that Polite and his wife was sitting in the diner eating dinner with. Yeah, they all in cahoots. They all are in the same bloodline with this guy, George Soros. The guy Kovan, or whatever his name is, I might be getting it wrong, but you have to understand that this guy is a Jew whose father's a long life friend of George Soros. I'm not just sitting here making up this shit. This is real. The black community is real. The reason why they put people out there like Polite and Sarnetta and them is so that they can cause confusion in the black community. And y'all always say, well, why you fighting your own brother? Well, goddamn it, I'm not fighting my brother. I'm trying to get these goddamn crackers out the way. But if our people gonna stand in the way and carry out the agenda of these goddamn crackers, then they gonna get their ass spanked too. I'm not doing this shit for play. I'm serious about this shit. Paperwork is not gonna free us. This is what they're doing. Everybody who's signing up for paperwork, I'm telling you, you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna have red tape on your fucking mailbox. Because this is how they're going to classify those who are a threat to their agenda. You're going to wake up one day and you're going to have a blue fucking tape on your mailbox, or yellow tape on your mailbox, red being the highest threat, blue being so-so, yellow being a 501c3, pastors and preachers. Now, time is only permitting me to say the things to you that it wants me to say. But you all going to have to go and do your research. Go and look up George Soros. He's funding the black community. He's funding the black community. These conscious niggas that you see on the corner in front of cameras, he's funding them. All y'all niggas being funded. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. This is the guy right here, George Soros. Let me see if I can get a good picture of him. That's the goddamn cracker right there. That's him. All right. Until next time, people, wake up. It's time to wake up. We're running out of time. Because the same dudes that's on the corner spitting intellectual stuff to you. A lot of y'all say, well, this is your brother. These are your brothers. They paved the way for you. No. John Henry Clark paved the way for me. Dr. Ben paved the way for me. Harriet Tubman paved the way for me. Yahya Tuwa paved the way for me. These brothers these so-called brothers that's on the corner and these conscious communities are being used to assist the government in the leading of the black people into the concentration camp that they got underground. Mark my word. Don't take my word for it. To everybody who's going to be in opposition to this video, don't take my word for it. But you're going to see. You're going to see. I'm out. Peace.